Hi Capricorn, this is your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus reading for Capricorn for your homework family readings. Now, this is for June 15th through the 30th. I'm having to hit my bells this time around. Yeah, I know my bells are a little weird. Everybody calls me bells in the first place. Can you kind of get your tail out of everybody's video? Say hi, Mr. Neptune. Hi, Mr. Neptune. Okay, my bells, I wear bells all the time. Everybody calls me bells anyway. Either bells or jingle bells, more or less. But that goes with my shaman stuff. And every once in a while, I really have to hit specific bells because I'm having to bring a higher purification in for the energy that I'm getting. Again, this is going to be for Capricorn, all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, and Cap for June 15th through the 30th. Now, right off the bat, I'm feeling a lot of, like, weight on your shoulders. Like, some of you really are feeling like you're carrying the whole world on your shoulders. And some of you are feeling it really good. Like, yeah, and I got this. So what? Let's go. And some of you really are, I feel torn down the middle in the way of how I'm picking up Capricorns right now. Some of you are feeling it like, and in that case where it's not as, yeah, I'm good with this, let's go, I feel like, why the hell are you doing that? In that case, some of you, the extra weight that you're putting on your shoulders are the I should have, I could have, I would have, what if I did this, da 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 da. That's all the shit in your past. That's all the shit talking in your head that, and you're trying to hold everybody's responsibility, and I should have done this, and I should have figured that out, and I could have done it this way, and if we'd done that, why are you doing that shit to yourself? Right off the bat. Some of you, I feel like I'm really being told I have to say that. And some of you are having a problem with, not wanting to follow your intuition, or you're having a fear of failure because of that. Like I said, I feel really torn down the middle. Some of you feel right on top of stuff, like, yeah, and let's go. I've got this shit together. And some of you haven't caught up quite yet, is what I'm feeling. Some of you are really much feeling inflexible, dealing with some frustration and some bitterness, which is coming from the ego side. Like I said, still getting into the shoulda, coulda, woulda, as of what I call it. And some of you are wanting to go at your own pace and do things the way you seem to think that it should be done, but that's not the way it really should be done. And you got to be a little bit more open-mindedness about it. And some of you are having problems with speaking your truth right off the bat. I feel like some of you have come full circle, and some of you are like stuck. You just can't get all the way up there. And that's pretty much what I'm first being given. And you need to be very grounded at this time. Maybe it's for the whole month of June, but I know I'm feeling at this time you have to be very grounded, because the energies that are coming in and that you're dealing with are very much outgoing energies, things that are changing and shifting and making a very pivotal point. For Capricorn, you guys have Saturn and Pluto in your sign, and over this next year are very, very pivotal changes. So I feel like some of you have caught up and are all right, we're on board. We're getting it together. And some of you just haven't quite yet. And that's because you're still fighting your intuition. You're still fighting your truth. You're still holding on to the fear of failure. You're still holding on to the coulda, shoulda, woulda. And you're putting yourself through hell for no reason, other than that you're trying to make the best out of the situation, and it's not your fucking job. And I'm putting it to you that way because it's basically the way they're putting it through to me. Some of you need to realize, in Capricorn, yes, there's a lot that's coming in and going on with you guys directly with the planets that are in your sign. But you need to take care of you. You need to figure you out. And then everything in your world and the world itself will resolve, while you're trying to take on things that are not fully your responsibility, you're actually holding yourself back, is what I'm being told. So get yourself grounded, figure out, what it is that's going on with you directly. And then with that, everything will start, coming into that pivotal change and moving forward for you. And the ones that already are on that position, sorry you had to listen to that. But that's what Spirit was giving me right off the bat. You will be receiving spiritual guidance, but are you listening? Are you hearing them when they're coming in? Or are you in your own way? Basically is what they're giving me. For some of you, it's just simply that you're in your own way and you need to step back and get out of your own way so that you can see what you truly need. Now, with that being said, when I get into astrology, before I actually start looking at everything in astrology, let me give you the rundowns. From the 15th through the 30th of June, first off, you're going to have a full moon that's taking place in Sagittarius and in Cap. Now, most people are going to, I think, call it Cap, but I could be wrong, being in Capricorn. And some people will call it in Sagittarius, depending on the astrologer you're using. I call it for exactly what it is. It's a freaking void, of course. It happens the day that the moon is moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn. So you will be feeling the energies of both Sagittarius and your sign in this full moon. On the 17th, it's a Monday. Then here's when the energies start to shift. And this is pretty much for all of us. The energies starting to shift in those last 2 weeks of the month of June. Jera, which is a planet, I call them all planets, whether they're an asteroid, whether they're a comet, whatever. I call them all planets. It's just easier to deal with it that way. So Jera, when Jera is moving out of Cancer, it's moving into Leo on the 20th. Now, on the 21st, Neptune goes retrograde, but the Sun also moves into Cancer. Now, I'm going to come back and go through all of this in a minute. Mercury is also going to be moving into Leo on the 26th. Now, the other thing is that actually takes place next month is Mars will be moving into Leo too. And what most people probably aren't going to be speaking about, first off, because nobody's really going to be talking to you about Jera. Second off, they're not really going to be speaking in the fact that Jera, Mercury, and Mars are like within 10 degrees of each other. So they're all three slowly coming out of Capricorn and going into Leo. And that makes all three's energy just kind of boil together into one big blobby energy that's moving across. So you're not picking up one energy or the other. You're literally picking a combination of them that's slowly being pulled across. It's like it enters into the sign over here and then it slowly starts to bring it all in. And you're really going to start feeling that most likely around, I would say, the 24th, 25th. Right after Jera is moved in, most people won't necessarily notice that. But as Mercury starts to move out of Cancer and into Leo, and then we start moving into the beginning of July, when Mars comes, all three energies are coming together. So that's Mercury, which is your communication. Period. It's your communication. I'm going to get into where it will be in your chart in a minute. But it's your communication. Jera is sacrificing commitment. So the sacrifice and the commitment it takes within the communication along with Mars. So this is coming out of Cancer, coming out of being in opposition of you. Okay? And then it's moving into Leo. But right now, up until about the 20th, all of these energies, for all intents and purposes, are in opposition of you. And Mars is your passion, your action, your aggression, your fire, your inner SWAT team. Like I said, it's your inner SWAT team. It's your inner warrior. Passion, action, aggression. It's also your sexual energy. So it also deals directly with your sacral chakra of how you feel about yourself. Okay? And combination of Mercury, your communication, and sacrifice and commitment in opposition of you. That's some powerful energy. Now, I'm jumping into the runes because I'm trying to remember what I'm being told that it's important. Jera is also a rune. It's not just in astrology. And it speaks to us of timing, folks. Timing. It is the year, the harvest, the season. It is earlier efforts being realized and being paid back. Timing, natural cycles, and waiting for the proper results. It is the rune of harvest. It points to attunements with the earth and with the season. It is the presence of someone who works with the land and the environment. It is also harvest, patience, timing, reward for efforts, debts being paid back, the cycle of life of returning energy, and outgoing cycle of natural flow from beginning to end. It is the relationship you have with the environment itself and putting energy into the external. So this is about energy communication. This is about energy returning. This is the harvest returning. But Jera in astrology is also the sacrifice and the commitment it takes to make it work with Mercury and with Mars. All of that is moving at one time. Now, for you directly, where are you on my chart? This is that's your 7th house. So all of this energy is in opposition of you within the relationships and what's been going on within the relationships you've met. So, and then coming back to your 1st house. So this is all about the communication you have within the relationships. The communication, your passion, your action, your aggression. Where is it meeting passion? Your proper communication. Where is the commitment within these relationships? And it comes back into opposition of where is that fighting your self-awareness? Where is that fighting your physical personality, your appearance, your self-identity, the view of how you see yourself? Where is this clashing? Because as you see these energies especially getting stronger up until the 20th, this is telling you about maybe some of those people that shouldn't be in your life anymore. Or at least maybe not at this time. Maybe it's going against your soulfulness. Maybe it's going against your self-awareness. Maybe it's keeping you from identifying situations that really need to be identified for self. Meaning, and I'm saying this a lot during these readings, and I don't mean to say like anybody should be self-centered or narcissistic. But at this time right now, there's a lot of focus on figure you out. Figure you out first. Figure you out. What is your identity? Where are your truths to yourself? Where are you acknowledging yourself? And then in this relationship, are you still having the proper shine you should? You shouldn't be better than anybody else, but at the same time, you shouldn't be dull. You shouldn't be dimmed and behind anybody. You shouldn't be below or, you know what I'm saying? We should all be equal. And within the friendships, the relationships, because this is your 7th house we're talking about. This is marriage. This is partnerships. This is business. This is your different contacts, your cooperative. Your cooperative relationships. This is also, like I said, business, but it's also divorce, open enemies, lawsuits. It's your children. It's your families. It's your peers. Nobody should be better than the other, including bosses. Nobody should be better than the other. Maybe you have a higher ranking as a boss and you're responsible for different things, but that doesn't make you freaking better than anybody. Or how you should be viewing anybody. This means that we should all be, you should be really seeing in this where the proper rules, walls, and boundaries are not coming in. Where it's not healthy relationships. And some of you need to acknowledge that and actually see ya, ta-ta, be done. This is what I'm seeing, and you should be acknowledging that in some of these relationships before the 21st. But definitely by the time you hit July. You should be acknowledging who should be there, who shouldn't, where the proper healthy rules, walls, and boundaries are, where you can let go of something so something new can rebirth. If you're holding on to ill relationships, you're keeping the healthy ones from coming into your life, is what I'm trying to get at. And you should be acknowledging with you as Capricorn having Pluto and Saturn in your your first house and your self house of your self-awareness, your physical body, your personality, your appearance, your view of life, and your identity and your image in general. You should be seeing where these are clashing with you. And the idea is you're meant to shine. Rules, walls, and boundaries. You're first off, you're ruled by Saturn. And Saturn has got some major freaking power going on right now. And then it's got Pluto here. So this is a rebirthing of you that's going to help so much. But you've got to help so much of the world around you and the world in general. But starting with you. And I'm feeling torn down the middle. Some of you are on board and some of you have to get caught up. This is what I'm getting at. I'm really being told some of you have to get caught up and acknowledge these things so that you can get on the right track. Because it has to do with your self-image and how you see yourself and how you know yourself truly to be, as well as how can you illuminate that and shine, because it's who and what you are. And then it's Pluto, so then it's death, decay, and destruction for renewal, rebirth, and regeneration. Right off the bat, that's what I'm being told, basically, by Spirit, before I even get into anything. You got the full moon, which is taking place on Monday the 17th in Capricorn. So it's definitely illuminating on the 17th. If you haven't seen it by then, as it moves out of Sag and into Cap, you're going to be seeing, illuminating some of these situations that need to change. It's the moon. It's getting into some of those deeper aspects. Well, you can't be on my book, little man. It's getting into some of those deeper aspects of your self-awareness, of your depths of soul, and what's truly important to you. And where are you not able to be you? And it's going to be showing it in that first house, because that's what you are as Capricorn. And then it's also going to be talking to that universal 12th house of who and what you are, because it's coming out of Sagittarius. So it's also speaking from the depths of who and what you are, of your inner secrets of yourself. So where are you not allowing yourself to illuminate and be shine? What are you keeping hidden from the world? And why? Well, technically, if we're keeping something hidden from the world, it's because it's something that hasn't healed. The 12th house is our subconscious. It's our hidden self. It's our unconscious. It's our karmic debts. It's your self-deception. It's your mental illness, your self-sacrifice, your self-undoing. It's your bad habits and your bad frustrations that you're holding on to because of the bad habits. It's also where, in some of these situations, for some people in our life, is where you've dealt with prison, government officials, government situations, suicides, kidnapping, grief, sorrows, secrets, funerals, even where murder has taken place. These are the things that are hidden underneath in that universal 12th house. So this is stuff from within you that you've hidden away from yourself as well. And then coming into the self-awareness. So it's bringing that together into a healing at this time, because it's Pluto and Pluto and Saturn in Capricorn as it comes out of Sagittarius with the moon traveling through it. This is the depths of who and what you are. You're facing yourself off. And I'm telling you right off the bat, some of you are about to get right. More or less, it's coming in, and you're going to be seeing it during that full moon. It's helping you to fix healing that needs to be healed, even though you may not necessarily want to deal with it, and it may not feel like it's healing at the time. That's what I'm being told. Now, you've got Jupiter, which is going retrograde on the 21st. Up until the 21st, your magic is in shadow. Everybody's magic is in shadow. Neptune is where fantasy smacks you in the face with harsh reality. It's where illusion and delusion takes place. It's where we create magic, healthy or poorly. Because Neptune doesn't have a preference as positive or negative. It's what you choose to do with it. That's what free will is. So, while it's in shadow and retrograde, it's looking more at the darker aspects of things. For you in Capricorn, as soon as I find you, for you in Capricorn, this is taking place in your second house. Second house, so it's getting into, no, your third house. It's getting into your communication zone. It might be tripping up some of your conversation and talking to you a little bit about some of your darker aspects, especially within that 12th house of things that you need to deal with, you need to heal. And I would tell you, listen to the information that your spirit is giving you, that your higher self is giving you, because it is directing you towards a healing. However, listen to its guidance, listen to its knowledge, listen to its darker aspects, because there's a reason why it's touching base on them. But that healing, I don't feel, is meant to come in until after that full moon, after the release, after the acknowledgement, and after Neptune goes retrograde. Because once it's in retrograde on the 21st, now it's no longer in shadow. It's not talking to you anymore from a darker aspect. And it'll be in that universal third house, which is also dealing with siblings, neighbors, the short journeys, transportation, deliveries, emails, intellect, details, trivia, phone calls, visits, gossip, communication in general. So I'm saying until after the 21st, I'm saying let that information be collected, but don't hold it in too much value, because this is coming in with acknowledgement information for you to acknowledge the stuff that needs to be healed. But it may be still coming in a little bit too much of a twisted, darker aspect. So until after about the 21st, once it's gone retrograde, the last week of June, that's when that inner communication will actually start to sift through on a much more healing way for you. So I'm saying there's a feel like a lot of the second part of this month is a lot of inner meditation for a lot of us, kind of sifting through it. Hold on, let's really focus and let's really figure out what the truths are here. And that's not just for Capricorn, that's pretty much for everybody. But also on the 21st, the sun is moving into Cancer, which is in your opposition. So the sun is moving into your relationship zone, which will make the relationship shine. But this is also why you want to make sure you figure that out, because by the time it starts to move in here, you also want to make sure that you shine within the relationship. I don't want to say that you don't want others to shine within the relationship, but you want to be able to see the proper, healthy, illuminated side of the relationships and illuminate them in a positive way instead of only looking at the negatives. But there is always a positive and a negative of everything. So it is going to be dealing with the relationships as well. And like I said, you've got Jera, Mercury, and Mars, which are going to be moving into Leo, coming out of Cancer and into Leo. So that's going into the responsibilities. You are really taking a lot of this month and probably into next month looking at what the rules are within all of these different relationships. And any and everything you care about in your life, you have a relationship with. This doesn't just mean your husband or your children or your working environment. It does mean that. But the rules within the relationships are the joint efforts, the joint finances, the joint resources. Are they truly joint? Are they evenly balanced? Because I'm being told for you, it's going to be a transformation of healing within these relationships. Anything else right then? No. But they're saying you'll find a transformation of healing within these relationships, I'm assuming over the end of June and into the beginning and maybe the whole month of July is the way it was just put to me. Yeah, because it's coming. What are the rules? What are the rules to the relationships? And what are the relationships? And like I said, a relationship is any and everything you care about. When you have no job, you know about your relationship with no job. When you have no car, you know about your relationship with no car. When you have no money, you know about your relationship with no money. So it's not just your loved ones. This is your relationship with the exterior world, as well as yourself. What are your relationships and what are the roles and the responsibilities within them so that you can then start transforming it into healing? And you're going to acknowledge that through all of that darker energy prior to Neptune going retrograde. Even though Neptune is actually going retrograde in your third house. But this is because of communication and all of those short journeys. All of those communication. The universal third house is, it's your neighbors and it's your siblings and it's the short journeys to the store and stuff, but it's communication too, so it does still hit every aspect. Anything that you're communicating with, and what in the hell are you really truly communicating? These are the things that you're acknowledging over this month. I feel like this month is really a molding. Like a molding the situation to give you the truth so that you can figure out what you truly need to do. So I feel like a lot of this month is sitting on that. Now, a lot of this is also dealing, period, with your outer world. So this is your descendant side. This is your social side, the social extroverted side of you. This is the relationships, the outer world, and the other people in your lives. And then, like I said, it's going from your... Basically, it's going from your first house to the seventh house. So this is yourself, itself. Then it is your self-worth, your self-value, your self-esteem, as well as how you create and spend your money. It is your communication. It is your home. It is your children and your creativity, your pursuit of pleasure, your everyday mundane tasks, and your and your relationships and those roles within the relationships. So some of this is actually also dealing with your unconscious actions. Some of this is dealing with the stuff that you're still unconscious to. And I feel that this month, I feel over the end of June and the beginning of July, it's definitely becoming no longer unconscious. I feel like it's being brought to the surface so that you can acknowledge the changes that need to happen. Dragons are wanting to talk to you again. I don't know if that's actually again. My dragon deck's a little bit picky about who it chooses to talk to. The dragon deck. But, in the last couple readings, it's had a couple of you signs that it's been like, okay, I can talk to you. And I say it that way because seriously, my dragons are picky. They don't want to just talk to anybody. I will hit them up often, and they're not really quick to come out and speak because my dragons are very much, they're a higher dimensional energy, and if they don't think that you're even going to be able to comprehend, they usually don't bother to waste their time. And I'm saying that you're not. I'm saying for a general large reading, they're becoming a lot more open-minded themselves. Sorry, dragons. All right. What do you have to say that Capricorn needs to hear about the foundation, about where they're at, right here at the June 15th? Okay, that was kind of uncalled for, but I found you anyway. Let me validate, because like half the deck flipped over. Yes, no? I was wrong. Was it you? Okay, I'm not taking any of them. We have to do better than that, guys. What does Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Capricorns need to hear? What does Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, Capricorns need to hear about where they are or where they should be at this time? Nope, nope. Still nope. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Capricorns. Nope. Yes, I fight with them. Nope. If we're going to go there, guys, we're going to go there. Give me something high that they need to understand. Don't go getting all hot and then get all cold. I love my dragons, but I'll fight with them. I will. Kuan Yin's Pink Dragon. This brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. Brings firm love that resets your karmic balance. See all of your cords dissolved and transcended into love. Enjoy your freedom. Look for divine all around you. But there's still another card in here. So what else did you have to say? Alright, maybe you was it. Yes? No? No. White Golden Dragon. Connects you to your highest Christ light. Develop your chakras, your higher chakras. Casual chakras. We read this one. I think that we read this one for you guys last month, or the beginning of this month. I think both of these came up for you. Bathe in the ninth dimensional Christ light. So this is, and for those of you who aren't Catholic, when I say Christ light, I'm saying the oneness. I'm connecting us to the oneness, or I'm not, they are. Sunshine Yellow Dragon. See, I knew that they had more to talk about. Helps you to help animals, serve animals, heal, respect, and understand them. So this is telling you also to get outside. Get outside get outside with nature, and communicate, like I said, with the oneness. This is telling you to go in that direction. What was this one? Enables you to bring forward your soul's wisdom. Awaken your soul's memories, your higher spiritual understanding. Prepare for accelerated ascension. Well, I was saying, like I said, I was saying that a lot of this feels like it's a molding to move you forward. And like I said, the dragons only speak when they think that you can start to understand their higher dimensional thinking. Because, trust me, I have a dragon guy. And he doesn't like it when I think too small. Yeah, we're right back where we started. So that is how we're going to start off. They're telling you, to rise up into your higher self more. Rise up into your higher self more. Take time for getting into your higher self. Get connected with the oneness more. And you're going to find the truths of what you need, is more or less really where they're going with all of that. Now, challenge. The challenge. It's funny. The Thoth deck always seems to want to come out with the challenge. It's like, yeah, I don't care. I'll dish it out. For all Sun, Moon, Rising Capricorns. Sun, Moon, Rising Capricorns, and Venus in Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising Capricorns, and Venus in Capricorn. What do they need to hear for the second half of June? What is their challenge? What is it that they need to learn to overcome? What is it they're working towards overcoming? And this is really looking low. So unless you start bringing up that vibration, we're going to have a problem, though. We're trying to move to higher ascensions. Please. Don't blink dark at me. If we're going to help people, let's help people. Sorry. Interference. You're having interference, some of you are. And this is what I was saying in the very beginning. I feel like some of you are getting in your own way. This is step back. This is Jupiter, air, and Libra energies. This is being overthinking. This is Gemini and Aquarius and Libra. In fact, all of it. But it's really Gemini. So this is your Jekyll and Hyde. This is you getting a little bit too confused between the humane side of things and the emotional side of things. Overthinking what's right, what's wrong. Step away. You're overthinking it. You can't choose at the moment. And that's what I was saying anyway, that I was feeling right at the beginning. Some of you are really having that problem. Because there's a disappointment. Overcut your... this is a challenge. You've got to learn to step away, and this is disappointment. This is Five of Cups. This is Scorpio in Mars. This is an emotional crisis. Like I said, right off the bat, you're getting too much in your heads. You're getting too much in your heads, and some of you are allowing it to keep you from moving forward. This is stepping out of over emotional thinking, stepping away from it, taking the time to step back and not make the reaction before it's too fast. This is, like I said, I feel like a lot of people are being told, hold off on major decisions, on major evaluate, yes, but don't make any quick decisions until after the 21st, until after Neptune's actually gone into retrograde. I just feel like everybody needs to step back some, and because it's been too emotional and too many people are overthinking, and in fact they're stepping too far away from soul because they're too much caught in the third dimensional world, is really what I'm being told. And right off the bat, you've got interference being told to you. So you're overthinking in your head too much this month. Disappointment because of emotional crises, things that didn't pan out quite the way you wanted them to. And you're trying to make a decision based off of that emotional standpoint. And it's not exactly good. Patience. This is the challenge. They're telling you to step back, and take time. This is prudence, but I call it patience. You're waiting for the ripening of the harvest. The harvest hasn't ripened yet. And what was I saying? Jera is the harvest. And it's moving out of one and into the other sign, taking Mercury with it and taking Mars with it. So I feel like you're getting the information, but I really feel like it's a moment of standstill. You're not really getting what you need because of getting the devil. This is all coming into the challenge. The devil, which is telling you, stay away from your self-sabotage. Too many of you are actually in a position where you're creating self-sabotage because you're overthinking. You're too much in your head. This is a physical substance that might be going against you. The left eye is in need of desire. When I know for you that doesn't make any sense, but this is the ayin in Hebrew. The left eye is sifting too much into the material world. You're too much in the third dimensional world. You're not in that fifth dimension and higher. For many of you are staying too much in the material world, the mundane human world, where all of this physical reality is all that there is. And so many of you know there's so much more than that. You're not sifting into those higher waters. You're not doing what the dragons was saying. The dragons are telling you to rise to that higher self. Go to the higher oneness. Take the time, meditate, listen to your higher self. It's trying to get you in the right direction. And the devil is just saying, if you're not, you're going to give yourself some self-sabotage. I really feel like the rest of this month is a standstill. You need to just hold still and really take some time for you to move forward in the most healthiest way. Sit there and reevaluate. In fact, I'm going right back to the dragons. Something's telling me to go back to the dragons, which is very odd. We're going to at least shuffle you some more. What else? Because it seems like everywhere I go, they're saying the same thing. So what does Capricorn need to hear at the absolute highest level? Thank you. Archangel Gabriel Dragon. It is Archangel Gabriel's dragon it brings purification. That is exactly where it needed to go. Self-discipline will speed the ascension and bring joy. You can carry Archangel Gabriel's diamond, is what it's saying. So connect with him. Have meditation with him. Earth Dragon also comes out. Clears your path. Clears your path and the land around you. Stay grounded, like I was saying in the beginning. Be ready to serve. Stuck energy is clearing. You can move forward, and then you can move forward in life. They're saying right off the bat that this is about an ascension for you. This is taking the time you need for you. This is connecting you to the higher level. This is getting yourself purification. You're getting prepared. That's what this is. This is taking the time to get prepared and allow for the stagnant energies to get out of the way, more or less. You're taking the time. You need to sit back, figure out what needs to happen, and allow that stagnance to get out of the way so that you can make those proper movements forward, is what I'm being given. Is there anything that we can leave Capricorn House on? Whoa, it just kind of flew out at me. What does Capricorn need to understand to help them move forward through the end of this month? Did you flip? No. Foolishness. You are worried that letting go of your frustrations, you are worried that by letting go of your frustrations, those who are responsible will perceive that they have won. Well, they have won, because the only one who is suffering is you. Like I said, let that stuff go. Is this for Capricorn? This one is. Sadness. Allow yourself the space to feel miserable, to mourn what has been lost and what has been lost or what cannot be. To mourn what has been lost or what cannot be. Okay, that's the way I read it. Sadness. Allow yourself the space to feel miserable. Mourn what has been lost or what cannot be. If you do not take the time now, your sadness will catch up with you, and later than it is later than it is expected. More or less, this is exactly what I've been saying the whole time. This is the time for you to take the time for you. If you don't allow yourself the time for you, how will you find you? And it came right back out again. I love you guys. Just take some time for you. Pamper yourself. Give yourself the love and the respect you need. Find your higher self and what your higher self is trying to tell you that you need to do. This is a time for you. Plain and simple. Don't worry about everybody else's shit. I love you. Bye, guys.